In the year 9 AD, the most powerful empire on earth marched into a forest. 3 Roman legions, nearly 20,000 soldiers, veterans of countless wars. They carried the iron discipline of Rome, the eagle standards of the empire, and the belief that no enemy could stand before them. But the forest ahead was not like the battlefields Rome knew. No open plains, no clear lines, no place for legions to form. Only endless trees. And somewhere inside that darkness, an enemy was waiting. When the Romans entered this forest, they believed they were marching through friendly territory. But within days, the Roman army would be erased. 3 legions would vanish, their eagles captured, their soldiers slaughtered. It would become one of the greatest disasters in Roman military history. And it all happened here, in a place called Battle of the Teutoburg Forest. At the beginning of the 1st century, Rome ruled the known world. Under the Emperor Augustus, the empire stretched across 3 continents, from the deserts of Africa to the mountains of Spain to the rivers of the east. But one region remained unconquered, Germania, a wild land north of the Rhine River, a place of deep forests, swamps, and fierce tribes. Rome had already pushed its borders to the Rhine, but Augustus wanted more. He wanted Germania to become a Roman province. Roman generals marched across the river, forts were built, roads were cut through forests, taxes were introduced, Roman law replaced tribal rule. It seemed only a matter of time before Germania became part of the empire. But beneath the surface, resistance was growing. The Romans believed they understood the Germanic tribes, but they misunderstood one man. His name was Arminius. Arminius was not a barbarian in Roman eyes. He had grown up inside the Roman system. As a young man, he was taken to Rome. There he learned Roman tactics, Roman strategy, Roman warfare. He even earned Roman citizenship and the rank of officer. To Rome, Arminius was loyal. To his people, he was something else entirely. Arminius belonged to the Cherusci tribe, one of the many Germanic peoples living east of the Rhine. For years he watched Roman expansion. He saw how Rome replaced tribal leaders with governors, how Roman taxes drained local communities, how Roman soldiers occupied the land. And slowly, Arminius began to plan. Not rebellion, but annihilation. The Roman governor of Germania was Publius Quinctilius Varus. Varus was experienced, but he had one weakness. He believed Germania was already pacified. He believed the tribes were loyal. He believed men like Arminius were his allies. And Arminius used that trust perfectly. In the late summer of 9 AD, Arminius brought news to Varus. A rebellion had broken out in the east. A small uprising, nothing serious, but it required immediate action. Varus made a decision. He would march his army through the forest to crush the rebels. 3 legions moved out, the 17th, the 18th, the 19th, along with cavalry, auxiliaries, camp followers, and supply wagons, nearly 20,000 people. They marched directly into Arminius's trap. The Roman army entered the forests of northern Germania. This region is now part of modern Germany, but in 9 AD, it was an unforgiving wilderness. Rain began to fall, roads turned to mud. The army stretched for kilometers. Roman legions relied on tight formations, but here the terrain made that impossible. Columns broke apart, supply wagons slowed the march, soldiers struggled through thick trees and swampy ground, and above them, hidden in the forest, thousands of warriors were watching. Germanic tribes had united under Arminius, Cherusci, Bructeri, Marsi. They waited for the perfect moment. Then the attack began. The first attack came suddenly. Spears flew from the trees, arrows rained down, warriors burst from the forest screaming. Roman soldiers scrambled to form lines, but there was no space, no battlefield, only chaos. The Romans tried to push forward, but everywhere they moved, more attackers appeared. Germanic warriors knew the terrain. They struck quickly, then disappeared back into the forest. It was not a battle, it was a hunt. For 3 days, the Roman army struggled to escape. They tried to build camps, they tried to regroup, but rain, mud, and constant attacks broke the legions apart. Roman discipline began to collapse. The forest was swallowing them. By the third day, the Romans reached a narrow passage, a place now believed to be near modern Calcrisa. Here the trap closed completely. Germanic warriors had built earthen walls along the forest edge. From behind these barriers, they attacked the exhausted Roman soldiers. Varus realized the truth. The rebellion was a lie. The entire march had been a trap. With defeat inevitable, Varus chose the Roman way. Rather than be captured, he fell on his own sword. Leaderless, the remaining Roman soldiers fought desperately. But one by one, the legions were destroyed. The 17th, the 18th, the 19th. Gone forever. When news reached Rome, the empire was stunned. 3 legions had vanished, their eagle standards captured, their soldiers massacred. According to ancient historians, Emperor Augustus was devastated. He reportedly walked the palace halls shouting, "Quinctilius Varus, give me back my legions!" The defeat forced Rome to abandon its plans for Germania. The empire pulled its borders back to the Rhine. Germania would never become Roman. And the legions destroyed in that forest were never recreated. Their numbers were retired forever. The Battle of the Teutoburg Forest changed history. One ambush stopped the expansion of the Roman Empire. One forest defeated the most powerful army in the world. And one man, Arminius, proved that even Rome could fall into a trap. Today, the forests of northern Europe are quiet, but beneath the soil, archaeologists still find the remains of that lost army. Rusting armor, broken swords, Roman coins scattered in the dirt. Ghosts of a march that never ended. 3 legions walked into the forest. None escaped.